Meeting come to order. We'll have the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Upper Chichester Township Board of Commissioners Caucus meeting, June 10th, 2026. We have 5 announcements. The first 3, Brett Hankins are going to make the first 3 announcements.
All right, just a few announcements and then I'll hand it back over to the president. So announcement that the Upper Chichester Parks and Recreation Department will be holding its annual Juneteenth celebration on June 19th at 6 p.m. at the Twin Oaks Park. For more information, visit the Upper Chichester Township website. Another announcement that the Upper Chichester Parks and Recreation Department will be holding its annual summer camp beginning on June 22nd. For more information and to register, please visit the Upper Chichester Township website. And announcement that the Upper Chichester Township Parks and Recreation Department and Library will host a bingo event on Saturday, June 27th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Join us for a fun evening of bingo prizes and community fun. Tickets can be purchased at the municipal building and at the library. Hand that back over to Ed.
Thank you, Brett. Before we move forward on my announcements, I forgot roll call. Bill, can you do the roll call, please?
President Frankowski.
Here.
Vice President Viaco.
Here.
Commissioner Rodriguez.
Here.
Commissioner Hankins.
Here.
Commissioner Paulson.
Here.
Township Solicitor. Here. Township Engineer.
Here.
Township Finance Director.
Here.
And yourself, Bill Gavin. Thank you. Back to my announcements. The Upper Chichester Township was awarded a Municipal Assistant Program, MAP, grant in the amount of $31,100. The grant funding will support the completion of a feasibility study and site plan for the proposed Upper Chichester Emergency Complex. The other announcement, the township offices in the Joan Morrison Fieldhouse will be closed on Friday, June 19th for Juneteenth. There will be no trash collection on Friday, June 19th. Friday's regular trash routes will be collected on Monday, June 22nd. Monday's recycling routes will be collected on Tuesday, June 23rd, along with the Tuesday's regular recycling routes. That's our announcements tonight, and open it up to the public comment. If there's anybody out there that wants to make a public comment, feel free. If not, take note, no public comment tonight. We'll move on to our professionals. We'll move over to our township engineer, Andrew Pokel.
Yes, good evening. I have a few updates to provide. The first item is the CAADC Park Improvements Project. If you'll remember last month, we opened bids. We issued an intent to award to Ernell contractors for the base bid, the alternate 2, alternate 3, and alternate 4 in a total amount of $382,028. We issued an intent to award. Then there's a 30-day review period in accordance with the township's responsible contractor ordinance. There was the contractor does not have an apprenticeship program as part of the responsible contractor ordinance, and therefore the board would have to provide a partial waiver in order to award the project to Ernell, and that would be done so at the meeting upcoming. And we've done work with Ernell. The township's done work with Ernell, so they've met all the other requirements. So it would just be a partial waiver of that apprenticeship program. Next item is the library payment request that was submitted. This is for a total of $383,516.53. We're still awaiting additional paperwork from the contractor to provide information on what that all includes, but we intend to have that paperwork ready for the meeting coming up. Kingsman Playground, that would be a final payment request of number 12. Total amount of $368,253.12. That seems like they are approaching completion. It would just be a matter of getting all the final paperwork, including the maintenance bond for that project. So we pending that information coming in from the contractor, we'll have that on the agenda for the next meeting. Similarly, the Johnson Avenue Improvements Project. There would be a final payment application. The contractor is approaching completion on that. I would say that they're substantially complete. There's about $31,993 remaining on the final project. There would be a final change order with a balance of quantities. So there is bid quantities, but then the contract pays only the quantities of line items of material that's installed. And so at the end of the project, there's usually a change order that matches what the quantities were installed in the field. So that change order and the final payment would be provided in advance of the next meeting. Similar to CAADC Park Improvements Project, the 2026 road program would also, we issued a notice of intent to award to AF Damon for that project. They are, again, they do not have the apprenticeship program. They do meet all the other requirements. We've done work with AF Damon. AF Damon has done work within the township and completed past road programs successfully. So they meet all other qualifications. It would just be a partial waiver required from the board for the apprenticeship program. The other update is that PICO has informed us that they are doing work within the section of Broomall Street that was scheduled to be paved as part of the road program this year. So that work is going to be deleted via a change order once the contract is established. That is 1,900 square yards of paving. We looked at other alternatives, alternate bids that were had a similar amount of paving so that we could add that back in and it'd be close to an even swap. Alternate 4 is Kingsman Road, which would add 1,850 square yards. So we intend to issue a letter of recommendation for award at the next meeting. And that would be the base bid alternate 2, which was previously discussed at the last meeting, and then alternate 4. And that total amount would be $571,317. Then initially, after that gets awarded, we would issue an immediate change order to deduct the amount from Broomall Street. So that's our intention. I don't, the change order doesn't necessarily have to be on the agenda for the board meeting. I think that can be handled in July. But we would have the recommendation for award for base bid alternate 2 and alternate 4 on this upcoming meeting. The Green Light Go 2023-2024 project, if you'll remember, that's signal synchronization along Chichester Avenue for 6 intersections. The material has been ordered by Signal Services. They're waiting for that to come in. PennDOT Central District or Harrisburg has been in the loop and has signed off on all of the on the procedures and the purchase of that equipment. They understand that there's a long lead up time for some of these items, and so Central Office was okay with reimbursing that under the Green Light Go grant in advance of getting the equipment in. So it's just a matter of having Central District talk with PennDOT District 6 so that they can release the reimbursement. We have submitted for a reimbursement And so, yeah, it's just a matter of coordinating District 6, Southeast PA District with Harrisburg. And we're in the process of doing that. The other update I have is the Twin Oaks entrance improvement projects on Broadway Avenue at Market Street. That project started yesterday. The contractor is going full force. They've got a significant amount of curb already installed. So they intend to have that project completed. Mostly, they indicated that they were going to have the paving and all of the concrete sidewalk and work completed by next Friday. Realistically, if they, and then after that, they've got some line striping. They have to relocate the community sign from the north side over to the central island, because right now the community sign, as shown on the plans, is within the site. It's blocking the view of any cars trying to exit Broadway and make a right onto Market Street. So we're relocating that. There's a change order to do that because they're running electrical conduit over to the new sign location for lighting up the sign. We got a price from the contractor. We discussed it with the county. This is a CDBG project. And so the county was okay with the change order. So we're going to be processing that. We'll probably have a balance of quantities change order for that project, and then the final payment for that project at the next meeting as well. And this is all intended to, assist the county. If the county, the contract that the township has with the county expires on June 30th. And so there's a lot of paperwork that needs to be filled out if the project goes beyond June 30th. We believe that the contractor will have all the field work done. We're pressing them to get their paperwork completed, and we'll certainly aim to have our paperwork completed and ready to be signed off at the meeting. And then that'll be in time for the June 30th deadline that the county has provided. That's all I have for now. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Anybody have any questions for Andrew?
Not necessarily a question, just a reflection on what you said about the placement of the sign. We had a chance to have Putt come out to the community and meet with leadership in the community along with myself, and they were all able to basically tie in with Putt, who passed along, the message as to where that sign needed to be replaced. And I just wanted to thank him for his, due diligence with tying in with the community and just doing a good job with that. Thank you, Putt.
Yeah, absolutely. He deserves all the credit. Yeah.
I got a couple real quick ones, because this is the first time I'm ever hearing this. And like you said, AF Damon has done quite a bit of work in town. What's this ordinance that you have to have an apprenticeship program for people to be bidding on our?
So that's an existing township ordinance that it's already been in effect. It's called the responsible contract ordinance.
Mhm.
It requires that they have those, to my report too.
Yes.
Have those or get a waiver from work that they come in from projects.
So if you have it on your report, I'm jumping a little ahead of it. Is there a reason why we have to have these contractors to have an apprenticeship program to be able to do work for us?
There's a variety of reasons to do them. There's certainly, the unions certainly look out for them to make sure that the quality of candidates that we're using are on par with what a typical union would provide, so that they're competing on a level field with the work that's being done for us.
It's relevant to a lot of the work that's in the building trades. A lot of the paving companies, or more specifically, line striping companies, certainly there is an apprenticeship program that exists for line striping. And so they would not be able to comply with that ordinance without a waiver.
So what would the community action project need an apprenticeship program for the CAAD park? I mean, you said something about that too.
Well, we're saying that they would, Ernell is the low bidder. And
Right.
they would not be able to comply with that apprenticeship program either because they don't have one. And so it's generally site contractors don't have that.
So we just gotta get a
Apprenticeship
waiver?
Yes.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
across the board ordinance that
Yeah.
covers any kind of, those capital project contracts that we put out. It doesn't carve out some of these niche, smaller areas. That wouldn't happen.
but at the same time, Yarnell or whatever.
Ernell, yeah,
Haven't they already done work in this town?
they have.
First time we're hearing about this, about an apprenticeship program?
Dana's been doing it for how many years?
Right, that's what I'm saying, and all of a sudden now, I'm not saying right or wrong, but
No,
I'm
yeah.
just trying to put two and two together, because now I see might have something on the solicitor's report for a responsible contractor ordinance, or is that being brought up to be changed, or we're
Nope.
just protecting ourselves? I'm jumping ahead of it, but that was.
He's bringing it up just to cover the questions that have come up. With the
Okay.
responsible contractor, with bids that have already been placed.
Correct. Not to change it, just to note it.
And we
Fresh eyes,
just gotta give them a waiver.
Yeah, so with
Yeah.
fresh eyes, it was caught,
Okay,
wasn't applied before, but we're making sure to find all of our pieces.
okay. I mean, sorry I went ahead of it, but either way, a couple other quick questions. And Brett and I we were just talking about it a little while ago. I finally got my emails up after 7 days, but that's okay. And one of the emails was exactly what Brett just said. Who do we send residents to for chipping and windshield from PennDOT? Does anybody have that phone number? Yeah, but there's got to be a direct line for us to.
Going to look at that, like they had, for auto damage, and stuff like that.
Okay, just to be able to steer the residents
And
in
what's
that
the-
direction. Well, you're right. And just a quick comment, Putney, I mean, they are saving us money. And I threw Kingsman Road in there because of the park being dedicated sooner or later. And I know it was an alternate, but we weren't picking it this time, but since Broomall is in my ward and it covered, I figured that would have been the best bet to make the park look nice with a new street to it at the same time. So we came up with that idea for it. So other than that, anybody else have anything for the engineer? We're not, we'll move to our solicitor report, Michael Crichton.
Sure, so first announced, we had an executive session immediately before tonight's meeting to discuss personnel matters. On my report, first item is the SRO contract. That's a school resource officer contract that the township would continue to have with the school district. So we've worked through the language, school district has worked through the language, so that would be ready to go for your consideration. It provides up to 2 officers as school resource officers. They have to go through special training to do it. That's them officially getting the nod from the district to expand their policing jurisdiction into the school. And the school district reimburses township for that service we're providing. We've already covered the responsible contract ordinance. That's all I was gonna say on it. 0 Garfield Avenue, we've received a subdivision extension request. Take this one until September 30th. So that'll be on our business meeting for consideration. Next, Keystone Municipal Services. This is a company that performs a lot of the initial administrative functions and vetting functions for the new township manager. So we will expect to have an agreement with them to consider for them to undertake that role at our business meeting. Concept is that they specialize in this stuff in terms of trying to find appropriate candidates for township managers for us to consider. They would go out, do all the advertising. They do all the collection of it. They prepare a standard list of questions that each candidate has to answer, information that they give. They do an initial background check and give us their thoughts or recommendations on the folks that would be put before us. And then that's then put before the board for interviews. The process of moving forward. So again, we should expect a contract with them to get that process kickstarted at our business meeting later this month. Otherwise, the only other thing to note is we did receive a resignation from the ZHB member. So we'll have to accept that at the end of the month and have a resolution to appoint someone.
Does anybody have anything for the solicitor?
Yes,
Yeah, you go first.
for the SRO contract, was there any significant changes or any minor changes to it?
No, we did do minor changes to make sure, standard language that we've used in them, make sure that it's clear that the officers remain under our township, the police department's control and jurisdiction. They're not at the direction or, that they're not employees of the school district. They're not at the direction of the school district. They always remain, markets.
Any change in rates or anything?
Changing. They changed their rates.
Any change in the rates? Increase, decrease?
As per our police contracts.
Yeah.
Right.
Just what their rules were.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Most of the same questions, but was it always two or was it one? It was always been two. Okay,
Middle school and high school.
that makes better sense. Thank you.
And just one last thing for Zero Garfield, Mike, it has in my report that it's to be acted on 6/9, which is tonight's, but I'm thinking that's a typo. We're gonna act on it at our commissioners meeting.
We would act at our business meeting. So officially, the applicant controls the clock. So once we receive their extension request, which we received on June 2nd, then the
Yeah.
period in which they can claim to deem approval, it's
Yeah.
bumped. We still want to keep our finger on the pulse.
You can count on that extending until 3/22.
No, I'm just saying, in my planning report, it just says to be acted on 6/9/26, which is tonight. We're not gonna act on it tonight.
We don't need that.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Next meeting.
all right. Just double checking. That's what I have. Thank you.
Any other questions for the solicitor? Now we'll move along to the manager report, Bill Gavin.